Ciao, mi chiamo Linda e questo è un No Frills ASMR. Hi, I'm Linda and this is No Frills ASMR. I thought today we could talk about the Winter Olympics that are being held in Milano Cortina, Italy, and sort of throughout northern Italy. They do events in different places. But this is the actually I kind of messed that up. Okay, this is, let me get my bigger pen too. Sorry. XXV. You know what Roman numeral that is? That is 10, 10, and 5. So it's the 25th Winter Olympics. And that makes it the 100-year anniversary of the Winter Olympics, the very first Winter Olympics. Now they had summer, was in 1924, and it was in the French Alps. So this is the 25th Winter Olympics. And I just thought we could talk about the different events. Just, that's it. Nothing too, thrilling. The Olympics are going from February 6th until the 22nd. So today happens to be February 6th. So the opening ceremonies are today. They'll be broadcast on NBC tonight in the U.S. I guess they've already happened in Italy because they're in Eastern Standard Time. I think they're 6 hours ahead of us. But they will also be broadcast on the streaming network Peacock. And my understanding is you can watch any event. Like they will actually stream every single different event. And so you can pick and choose and watch all the events if you want to. Because on the broadcast, NBC, like nightly, they will show the Olympics. But they just kind of show you highlights of things. And I had this problem before where I was like, they only show, like with the summer, I felt like all I saw was track and gymnastics. And they weren't showing all the other events, which sometimes I like. So, I don't know. But anyway, we'll talk about the different events. So there's basically 7 main sports, but there are 16 disciplines. And it used to be 15, but this year they've added a new discipline, which is kind of an interesting one. So we'll get to that in a minute. But one is alpine skiing. And alpine skiing is the downhill and technical skiing on steep slopes. So you might know like Lindsey Vonn. She's a famous alpine skier. And I just saw a video like last week where she was getting airlifted, like a helicopter, from a slope. And I was like, oh no, Lindsey, because she's 40 something. Maybe she's 40. I don't know. But she really got in an injury not that long ago. It's dangerous. It's stinking dangerous. But I think she is going to compete, and she has like a torn ACL or something. That's crazy. And then there's what's her name? Michaela, what's her name? Schiffin? Anyway, that's always fun. I love watching alpine skiing. So that's the steep, skiing down steep slopes. There is biathlon. I may have spelled that wrong. But this is where they cross-country ski for a long way, and then you have to stop and you have to shoot a gun at a target. Now, what's really crazy about that is after skiing, your breath is, so you have to try to contain your breath slow it down so that you'll be able to, hit a target. So I always find that so interesting. And this is one of those things, sometimes it's harder to find on the broadcast. So I'll have to check that out for streaming maybe. There is bobsled, which if any of you have seen the movie bobsled, I don't know. I think they call it bobsleigh. What was that one? Cool Runnings with the Jamaican team, bobsled team. Do you know what? I've never seen that movie. I've heard it's good, but I've never seen it. So teams race in a sled down like an ice track. It's this. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. This seems like the sport that maybe I could do. I know that's crazy and I probably couldn't. I'd be scared to death. But if there were any sport, I feel like sitting in the middle of the bobsled team. I'm sure that's totally wrong. Correct me in the comments. That's fine. It's just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. I'm sure I'm wrong. Okay. And there is cross country. Skiing. So this is really an endurance race. They do it over varied terrain, but it's endurance. It's almost like, long distance running, but sometimes you have to go uphill, so you have to put your skis out like this and walk uphill and then go down. You get a minute to kind of breathe and then get going again. It's hard. It's hard. I imagine that is so much harder than it looks. When I was a kid in Michigan, we used to go cross-country skiing occasionally. I don't know, fairly often, I guess. It's hard. I remember being a kid and being so cold and like kind of tired and just being like crying while skiing. My dad would be like, "Come on." Anyway, but overall it was fun. All right, and then curling. I'm kind of doing these in alphabetical order. So curling is where they have a stone. I'm sure there's a name for that stone, but they have to slide it on the ice, and then there are people who sweep in front of it. I should do a whole video on curling because it's fascinating. It's big in Canada, and so growing up in Detroit, it would be on Channel 9, which was the Canadian station that broadcast in Detroit. And so I used to watch it quite a bit. Excuse me, but I forget the name of it. There's a name for the stone, but you slide it down on the ice, and they sweep in front of it, and then it's cool. It's fun to watch. Yeah, it's cool. All right, and then you have, of course, the big event that a lot of us enjoy watching, I think, is figure skating. One time when I was at my mom's, we had figure skating on the TV, and she has a little kitty, Gigi, who's, what do you call her? Is it a Siberian lynx? It's like half Siamese, half tabby cat, but she's a hoot. But she was watching figure skating, and the kitty cat, and she jumped up and did like a triple sow cow. Okay, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a single loop. I don't know. But she did like a jump. And we were all like, oh my God. It was very cute. But yeah, so this is all the artistic skating. And there are a whole lot of different events within that. But that's the sort of, umbrella thing is figure skating. And I haven't been following it at all. So I don't even know who the people are to watch with. Really, the only thing I know about is Lindsey Vonn. I don't really know about much else. Yeah, okay. And then there is freestyle. Freestyle. Yeah, that's right. I can't talk and write. It's crazy. Freestyle skiing. And this is like the ski tricks and the jumps and the aerials. It's, where they go off a thing that's like this. They go shh, and then they do all these flippy flop things. It's wild. So, and I think a lot of times, now I could be wrong about this, but these freestyle skiing people, a lot of times also will cross over one way. I don't know if it goes one way or the other, but into diving, like doing the diving tricks. I think they're kind of, your body has to know that motion. So maybe that's why. Okay. And then there is ice hockey. Now, I did hear that Sidney Crosby, I think he's playing on the Canadian team. So that's kind of fun and exciting. There's another guy who's like kind of an older NHL player who's playing, I think. I forget. But anyway, this is, hockey. I guess we all know what hockey is. It's a puck on ice and you're trying to get it into the goals. That's the whole thing. There's nothing else to that. I'm just kidding. But that's kind of the deal. So that's ice hockey. I did a video on ice hockey if you want to know the ins and outs, just sort of the basics of ice hockey. I have made a video about that. If I think of it, I'll try to remember to put a little link up here maybe that you can click on. Okay, and then there is luge. Oops. Sloppy. This is a little more wild. This is where one person jumps on a sled feet first and they're holding on and the sled seems too small for them. And then you go around the hills. And they are flying. So that's luge. That's the one that's like feet first going down. Because there is another one that we'll talk about in a minute. Okay, and then there is Nordic combined. And this is where they do ski jumping and cross-country skiing combined. I feel like Nordic combined is sometimes hard to find on the nightly broadcast. They don't show much of this, and it's pretty cool to watch. So that's something you could check out on streaming. See, a lot of these, like the nightly, they always show figure skating. They always show alpine skiing. They might show ice hockey clips, but these other things, I guess they probably show luge. But the longer events, a lot of times they don't show. Okay. And then there is short track speed skating. This is always exciting. There must have been some American who was, I don't know, I feel like in the 80s, I don't know if it was like a new event or if there was somebody who was really good. I just don't remember, but we watched it like all the time, like every race. Maybe it was local to Detroit. I don't know. But it is where the track, I don't know what it is. I'd have to look it up, but it seems like it's probably a quarter mile or no, an eighth of a mile. It's a small track. I guess a quarter mile is regular. So it's probably like, I don't know. I should look it up. What do you guys think? 8th, 16th? I don't know. Something like that of a mile. And so they're basically on a turn practically all the way. So they're flying around this thing. It's crazy. Okay. And then here's the other one. Kind of like the luge. This is the skeleton. And this one is head first racing down the ice track. So the luge is feet first, where they go like this and they kind of have to look down their sled. I'm doing it like you can see me and you can. But then the skeleton, they jump on head first and go down. Oh my God. So that is also, these are on, I should explain, they're not like a round track. They're a track that goes down a mountainside and they kind of go like this. It's kind of like a water slide. Like if you can picture a water slide, that's kind of like what it is, but it's all ice. So the bobsled, the luge, and the skeleton, they all go on this kind of track. They're like, go up this way and you slide in the middle, and sometimes they pop up the sides and sometimes they flip over, which is horrifying. So that's skeleton. Okay. And then there is ski jumping. And this is, well, now it's making me think I had the freestyle skiing wrong. Oh, freestyle skiing, sometimes they do the half pipe, don't they? Like the snowboarders do. Okay. Ski jumping is where they jump from ramps, and sometimes they do just distance, and sometimes they do flips. So this must be on the half. Is it called half pipe? I think so. I could have been wrong about this. I could be wrong about a lot of things, FYI. I think this is the one where they go down the thing and they pop. They go, and then they pop up. Now I'm not sure. I have to look up the difference. I'm not sure. If somebody knows in the comments, feel free. All right. Sorry. Now here is the new event. It is called Ski. This sounds awesome. I gotta think while I write this. It's a long word. It's called ski mountaineering, and I saw it called skimo. Sorry. And this, they have to uphill climb and then downhill ski. I did not research this, whether it's uphill climb, like you're carrying your skis and you're actually climbing and it's super steep, or is it like cross-country ski uphill climb where they walk? I don't know. I'm going to find out, and I'm excited. So this one is sort of a brand new for this year. Ski mountaineering. I imagine they are climbing with skis on their back and then skiing, but I have not looked into it. Okay, and then we have snowboarding, which is awesome. Always love snowboarding. And the last Olympics, it was, oh gosh, okay, hold on. Red Gerard, remember him? He was fun. He was really young, I think. And maybe I'm thinking of 8 years ago, I'm not sure. And then Chloe Kim was the woman. I wonder if I bet they are. They're probably going to compete again because they were young. But that's where you have not skis, but a single, board, almost like a surfboard, but not, and then you do all these tricks or you race or whatever, but you have to do it on like a half, I'm calling it a half pipe. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. And then it kind of goes like a distance like this long, and you take off here and you go down, and you have to do, like, a lot of times they have specific jumps they have to do, and then anything extra, they get extra points, but you have to finish it before you finish the pipe. Yeah. It's exciting. And then last but not least is speed skating. And this is a longer track, and it's just for speed. So it's a little different than the short track, or whatever I do with that. This is like the short little track, but the speed skating's long, and it's just, it's like track. Like, these are like track events almost, but on skates. So yeah, let's make sure I got all 16 here. Pretty sure I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. So we have biathlon, cross-country skiing, curling, bobsled, I don't know, figure skating, ice hockey, luge, freestyle skating, Nordic combined, short track speed skating, ski mountaineering or skimo, snowboarding, skeleton, ski jumping, speed skating, alpine So I wanted to show you something that many years ago I picked up at the Goodwill. And I was like, what? This is so cool. I haven't really worn it much because I don't want to seem like I'm an athlete when I'm not. But if you look at it, all the flags from all the countries, like there's China, Korea, I don't know. And there's Denmark. I don't know my flags. I'm not going to pretend I do. Let's see, what else do we have? I can't quite see them. What country? Oh, there's Great Britain. What's this? I don't know. But anyway, it has all these countries' flags. There's the U.S. right there. I don't know if you can see it. And then on the sleeve, it has the flag, the United States flag. And it's North Face. And inside it's all warm. So I don't know if this was like from somebody who volunteered. Legacy starts here, the North Face, or what. But I think at first I bought it and I thought, well, I can resell it on eBay or something. But then I end up really liking it. So I do wear it occasionally, or my sons have worn it sometimes. But I take pretty good care of it because I'm like, this is kind of nice. I don't know. I bet this is from the Olympics, like probably 12 years ago, maybe. I've had it for a while. And it's got all these nice pockets. And then on the back, it's got more flags. It kind of looks like a lot of the same flags. There's I don't know, what's this one with a lady? I don't know. And it says North Face there. And then it's all soft, just fleece. I kind of thought it had the Olympic rings, but I don't think it does. Wait, maybe this isn't the Olympics. I thought this had the Olympic rings on it somewhere. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just some USA thing. I don't know. Like a patch. I don't know why I thought this was Olympics, but maybe it's just because I bought it right after the Olympics. Anyway, so that's what that was sitting off to the side. It's nice and cozy. All right, guys. Well, that's our Olympic Games. So, it's the 25th Olympiad, Winter Olympiad, I believe they call it, from February 6th to February 22nd on NBC. And you have 16 disciplines out of the 7 main sports: alpine skiing, speed skating, ski jumping, skeleton, snowboarding, ski mountaineering, short track speed skating, Nordic combined, freestyle skiing, luge, ice hockey, figure skating, bobsled, curling, cross country skiing, biathlon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess those are the 7. So there's snowboarding, there's skiing, there's whatever you call things that go down a track like that. There's skating, there's curling, ice hockey, and figure skating. I think that might be right. I looked at it, but I didn't memorize it. I don't remember. Just so you know, these videos are all kind of off the cuff, so there could be wrong information. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Just comment the correct thing and go on with your day. Alright, guys. I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have, like, your favorite If you've ever known someone in the Olympics, that would be interesting. Actually, there was a girl who lived around the block from us who was in the Summer Olympics. She was a swimmer. All right, talk to you soon. Ice hockey, figure skating, luge, bobsled, snowboarding, curling, skeleton, short track, speed skating, cross-country skiing, freestyle skiing, Nordic combined, ski mountaineering, ski jumping, alpine skiing, biathlon. The 25th Winter Olympics, February 6th through the 22nd. I'm a regular